Hey, what is going on, you window-licking weeping bell? Today, back at it with some PikaRom. That's right, it was gone for a little bit in the beginning of the format, but now it's 100% back and 100% good as it was before. Maybe not quite as good. There's some tougher matchups, like the Rapid Strike Urshifu is a little bit tough. Single Strike Urshifu is also pretty tough, but neither of those decks are like ridiculously dominant in the format, especially Single Strike. Single Strike's basically nowhere to be seen consistently. It's like it pops up now and then. Rapid Strike is a pretty popular deck, but it's definitely manageable, definitely winnable, and who knows, maybe we'll run into one today and beat it. But PikaRom basically hasn't changed, but it's basically still very, very good. So I just wanted to let you guys know that and play some games with PikaRom today, because it's been a little while since I played games with PikaRom, and I'm sure quite a few of you have put PikaRom down as well, because it has seemed like it's not as good as it has been, but it still very much is. So that's what we're gonna play some games with today. Just some good old PikaRom. Basically nothing has changed. Like I said, still got the Crushing Hammers, still got the Yell Grunts, a couple Mewtwo's, a couple PikaRoms. Let's go ahead and let's get into some games. All right, here we go, getting into our first game here. We did lose the coin flip, but we'll see what our opponent actually goes, first or second. We would like to go second. If we go first, it's not that bad either. We can deal, but it looks like our opponent is going first. That means we are going second, which is what we want to go, but this hand is not that great. It's very okay. A little bit of a lackluster hand. And we're up against Mewtwo, so don't really know. Welder Mewtwo, it looks like, is what we're up against here, which I think is a pretty good matchup overall, to be honest. So gonna give up a Team Yell Grunt, grab the Boltund, and give up a Lightning Energy, grab ourselves a PikaRom, prize the Mewtwo. Our tag switch is here, which is really important because we can tag switch into our Mewtwo and attack with Mewtwo, which can be a big deal. Crushing Hammers are here. 8 lightning left, so I think I'm gonna go bench, not attach, because we could draw into a speed lightning off the Marnie. We'll probably see some kind of energy off Marnie no matter what. We did see a lightning. Unfortunately, we haven't found a switch card yet, and I'm debating benching the second Boltund. I don't really want to, but I also really want to draw a switch card, so I think we're gonna do it. It doesn't feel great, but need a switch card. Got the switch card. Okay, switch into Boltund, and we got that Electrify for 2. Coco, other Dedenes here. Raichu is here. I thought it was prized for a second. Plenty of Crushing Hammers, plenty of draw supporters. All right. Looking good for a turn to full blitz. Another good card that we got into the hand is the Chaotic Swell. And actually another one that might be good early on here as well is this Reset Stamp, because our opponent is probably going to, I mean, they might get the knockout here, they might not. Honestly, with the Chaotic Swell in play this early, it could definitely prevent our opponent from getting off that Flare Strike that they want to get off here. And if they do, I guess I always end up Boltund here because they are playing Mewtwo, Welder Mewtwo, so it could be the Aurora build, which does play Vileplume, and Vileplume can hit for 180 damage with just the Aurora energy. But it looks like it actually might be Victini VMAX Mewtwo, which is definitely not what I expected, but it still makes sense. It makes sense that this is what they're playing. So they do play the Mewtwo package in here. They play Mewtwo, and the only attackers they can use with it, they don't play the Aurora energy though. So they're gonna have this Charizard, they'll have Reshizard, and they'll have Heatran to attack with through Mewtwo. But that'll be about it. They won't really have anything else besides that. Now our situation's a little bit more awkward for sure, because we don't really have like a good attack, a guaranteed attack option. But I'm gonna go and throw a Speed Lightning here, try and find a switch card. Found it at Dene, which is not as good, to be honest. Got a Crushing Hammer though. Let's see how that rolls. It is ahead, so I'm gonna remove this here so they can't use that Flare Blitz. I don't want to run out of energy, but I do want to full blitz, so I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna grab the Coco. Grab nothing here, to be honest, but I'm thinking about just grabbing Coco. I'm gonna grab Coco. I'm gonna pop Coco. I could have also electrified again this turn, but I really do want a full blitz, so let's attempt a full blitz here. Then I change in search of a switch card or a draw supporter into a switch card. There's a Float Stone. The rest of the hand is not good, but it might not matter. Full blitz here. I think we have 1 energy left. Yeah. 1 energy left. I'm gonna grab it. I'm gonna throw it on this Boltund. I think maybe I did overextend here a little bit. We have a decent amount of energy in play. We're not doing a whole ton with it is a thing. Getting that Crushing Hammer heads was actually huge, and apparently it's enough to make our opponent concede, and maybe their hand is just that bad. The swell, the hand, we actually got to hit that turn, gets us a dub. All right, here we go again. We won the coin flip, but we don't want to go first with PikaRom. We want to go second and turn 1 Electrify, and this hand looks really good to pull that off. Actually, we kind of have it guaranteed. We get the target with the Cherish Ball attached, but we don't really have any follow-up. So we'll wait and see what our opponent has and does, and then we'll kind of decide. So it is ADP. So So here comes that turn 1 Mawile, maybe. Crushing Hammer is great. Remove the energy. We don't actually really want to be too aggressive in this matchup, to be honest, as far as like putting 2 prize Pokemon in play. So we might just kind of play it slow here, depending on what our top deck is. It might open up really well for us to play it slow, but we might have to grab Dedenne here with the Cherish Ball and do that route instead, which isn't great, to be honest. Like, we don't want to Dead change here. There's the Mawile, and of course they'll look at our hand and they will get nothing out of it, which is perfect for us. We'll see what we top deck here. There's a Raichu. So we could just throw the energy on the Raichu and then once again chill. Let's check this Crushing Hammer first. Is a Tails. I still don't hate that, and then we go for the Tandem Shock afterwards. And we can even boss the Mawile and force him to have a switch card this turn as well. But maybe we should just Dead change and then kind of go from there. That might be the best route to take, to be honest. I'm kind of torn on this. Like, I'm down to play it slow, but I also want to electrify to a Mewtwo, not a Raichu. But I think we should try and get it on a Mewtwo. Getting on a Mewtwo is so much better than on the Raichu. Just stinks to put the Dedenne in play. Still could play it this other way, but then I would have to like live off my top deck again, which is like not optimal as well. So yeah, let's just go this route. We will bench the Raichu still though, I think. Attach this and then Dead change. Not going to play the boss because if we get a Marnie or a Research, we might want to play that instead. And there is the Mewtwo, which is perfect. I think I'm going to go ahead and throw down the Coco as well, just in case they Marnie us. I would want this in play. And then, yeah, I'll Electrify to my Mewtwo. And then this first attack, also as I play Crushing Hammer, it'd be really nice to have the Coco in play. This first attack, we probably want to go with Tandem Shock, because then it forces our opponent to have a little bit more to actually pull off plays on their turn. So Tandem Shock is like usually the go-to play on this turn. Go for a Tandem Shock. I could have also Crobatted this turn, to be honest, to dig a little bit deeper. We could have found ourselves Yell Grunt or more Crushing Hammers. And next turn we'll probably dig quite a bit to try and find cards like that to disrupt our opponent, because we've already got this Dedenne in play, which means if we put the Crobat in play, it really doesn't add too much like negative to our board state. Like, it's still gonna be pretty, like, our board state is pretty much as bad as it gets when we have Dedenne plus Bolton, because if they can ultimate raid the Dedenne, then they KO the Bolton with a Brave Blade that they've ultimate raid to get all the energy in play on. So it doesn't really matter, to be honest, once we've gotten to this state at this point. So I'm not gonna grab anything here. Swell and then Crobat for 5. Ideally we want to see a Marnie here. Crushing Hammer is perfect. That is exactly what we're looking for. We got a Tails. Okay, attached to our Mewtwo. Yeah, attached to the Mewtwo, and then I could Research, but I lose the Stamp and the Boss. That'd be 2 Boss gone. We still have the Eldegoss though. I do want more options, but I also really want the Reset Stamp. Maybe we keep the Stamp around, because we're just gonna go with Tandem Shock this turn anyways, and I could find another Crushing Hammer. I guess that'd be the one thing I could find by using Research, but then I lose the Reset Stamp. So this turn, if they do get the switch Boss KO my Dedenne play, we can go Stamp Stamp Research Full Blitz KO their ADP, and then kind of go from there and see what happens. They do need switch though, or switch Metal Saucer. There's an Escape Rope, but if they plan to Ultimate Ray, I'm fine if they hit my Bolton, so we're going to ship the Bolton here. Of course, they could get into a Brave Blade still at this point, like E-Switch, Metal Saucer or something ridiculous like that. They could still make that play work, but I'm not super scared of that happening. That's quite a bit that my opponent would need, so I'm not too worried about that. ADP already comes back. The Escape Rope, the Switch. Here comes the Research, though. So now they're fully reliant on Great Catcher. Or, like I said, they could go like E-Switch, Metal Saucer. Now I'm kind of scared of that. I guess I should have sent up the Raichu, to be honest, because I do have the Switch in the head, and they got the Great Catcher. Most likely only play one of those, so that is super unfortunate for us that they got that already. I guess I could have... No, that wouldn't have worked out too well. All right, here we're going to go. We're going to Full Blitz into the ADP. We're going to Stamp them. We're going to Full Blitz, and we're going to hope that is enough to win us the game. And this is how games can go against ADP. We need one of our Crushing Hammer heads to hit. Once again, I could have Researched last turn. I could have done that. So that's something I chose not to do, to try and find more Crushing Hammers. And if we got rid of this Water Energy, who knows? Maybe they whiff the Ultimate Ray this turn, and they have to go end their turn with an Intrepid Sword, and then we can get super far ahead potentially. Not how it went, but not loading this thing up with an extra metal means a couple Crushing Hammer heads here could be a difference maker. Also, if we top deck Dedenne, or a way to find Dedenne, we can Dedenne change instead of researching to hope to find the Yell Grunt and Yell Grunt off of the station. So we'll see what we draw here. Speed Lightning. I do want to draw some cards, so let's go with this on the Bolton here, see what we get. Lightning and a Mewtwo, so not great. Reset stamp, and then I will research here. And we also got Drew a Lightning Energy, which is actually pretty good because now we can get Coco off our bench. So we're looking for Crushing Hammers here. I hate to say it, but that is what we're looking for. Never feels good to say. Crushing Hammers is our only out here. And another Tails. Oh, no. I mean, do I have another Crushing Hammer left? And it probably is worth going for, to be honest. I doubt my opponent plays 2 Great Catchers, so putting another Dene in play shouldn't be too big of a drawback. Yeah, let's just go for it. It puts our Yell Guard in the discard pile, so we can Eldegoss for that, which doesn't do too much. We lose a lot of Lightning there, but this Crushing Hammer could be a big deal. We did whiff it. Go ahead and pop this right now, I think. I guess I could have held off on that. And retreat. And full Blitz. And next turn, probably boss for my opponent. I think it's pretty unlikely that they whiff. I don't have to take all of them. I could just take 2 to put on the Mewtwo, because we do theoretically win next turn with boss KO. Oh, Goss is prize. So we might get Goss out of the prize cards. I think our other boss is in here, though. Okay. I could take all 3 to increase my chances of top decking that boss, I guess. Because if they KO my active, I mean, I lose anyways if they KO my active. So I may as well take all 3 and throw them all in my active here, actually. And thin that one more card out of the deck. Yeah, because I lose anyways if they KO my active. So like, if they KO my active, I want to be able to attack with something else. Wait, I lose. So I have to attack with my active here. Not Goss. So we're 100% reliant on top decking boss to close it out next turn. We could also just one-hit KO their Zacian if they attack us with Zacian, but then they have this Mawile to follow up and KO my Mewtwo, theoretically. And then once again, my opponent just has a boss here. We do just lose. So we do just lose to that. Also, a Rusted Sword would do, but that's just a Brave Blade. Okay, boss will win us the game here. Insane comeback about to happen. Hold up. Okay, so let's quick ball away PikaRom. Grab nothing. So there's nothing in there for us to grab. Speed Lightning over here to draw 2. No boss. So unfortunate. Okay, so what can we do from here? Throw this on the Dene. I'm going to quick ball again. Get rid of this. Nothing left. Crushing Hammer would be huge to remove the energy off of the Mawile. So I think we just go switch and then research here. I don't want to disrupt their hand. Bolting gets a knockout on the active. We would just like to get the Crushing Hammer and then get a heads. Finally found ourselves a heads, and we want to remove the metal energy, I think. And yeah, Tag Bolt. We could go KO the Mawile with Tag Bolt, I guess. That's something we could still do. I wouldn't KO the Zacian then if they just have switch attach. They didn't have boss last turn, which is what they would need here. They would need a boss and an energy for the Mawile now. So this makes most sense to play it like this, I think. Because if they had boss last turn, they would have won with Brave Blade on my Dedenne or my Crobat. So this makes the most sense here. There's my Eldegoss. Gosh, couldn't it just be in the deck on the final turn, on the last turn? So next turn, we just win. We have enough energy in play for Bolton to literally one-hit KO anything, and the top deck is no good for them. The reset stamp ends up paying off. Yeah, despite our lack of Crushing Hammer heads. That last one at the end, though, maybe a saver. Maybe their top deck was a boss. Who knows? And we end up with a dub there in that one. All right, here we go again. Our opponent chose for us to go first, which is not what we want to go, especially whiffing an energy turn one is not good. So, not great, not gonna lie. Us going first, not good. Double Bolton as well is fine. We're up against an Urshifu deck. Okay, so I don't think we need to bench the other Bolton. We're just gonna go ahead and pass because we don't really have anything else to do. So just go ahead and pass over to my opponent. So our main attacker in this one is going to be the Mewtwo's over the PikaRom or the Raichu because those are weak to fighting. We do play 2 Mewtwo's, so our main attackers are going to be the Mewtwo's here ideally. If we have to use a Raichu, I think we would to go with like a paralysis attack, but ideally both Mewtwo's are not prized and we can find both of them and use those instead. I do want to keep the tag switch around, but I don't want to Marnie them because they had such a slow turn. So we're going to start with failed Crushing Hammer. I'm going to bench a fresh Bolton to put this air balloon on. Switch into it, and then I will just research. We do lose the tag switch, which I don't like, but I don't want to Marnie them after they had such a slow start. And oh my gosh, this is not good. Energy here. No outs. All right. Retreat and electrify to my Bolton. So this is not the worst thing ever because we can still theoretically next turn, we'll have to research to get these in the discard pile. But if Coco's in the deck and we get a Mewtwo, we can go like attach to Mewtwo. Now, one thing really bad that could happen, and I probably should have benched this Bolton actually. My opponent could escape rope up this Bolton. They could also boss up this Bolton, but I probably should have benched this Bolton to prevent the escape rope play. But next turn we can go like research. Here comes a Crushing Hammer. Thank goodness. Next turn we can go like research and then Coco to like Mewtwo and ideally Mewtwo and then attach to Mewtwo. And then just hit with Bolton. Hit with the Bolt Storm and then we'll look for some kind of reset stamp late game play to make a comeback. But I actually should have benched this Bolton to play around Escape Rope, because now if they Escape Rope here, they will take 2 energy out of play, and I actually can't attack with Bolt Storm next turn, and we'll have to like Electrify again, which would be not the worst thing ever, to be honest, but it would not be good to Electrify again. So we're hoping my opponent just has a good old classic switch card or air balloon or something like that. Okay, there we go. Love to see it. Just a switch. There's a Marnie that's good for us as well, because it lets us dig a little bit deeper into our deck to hopefully find some of those Pokemon. It's a Raichu, and a Quick Ball. That's not exactly what we're looking for. Please just Gale Thrust. Thank goodness. Okay, we're still in it. It's still winnable. Go Bolton. We got the Chaotic Swell as well for their Dojo. They play Dojo and Stone Energy. Which is a little bit interesting. Here we go. PikaRom top deck. Not great. We don't want to bench any of those. We're going to grab the Dedenne here. Only 1 Mewtwo in the deck. And Coco's prized. So we basically have to Electrify to my Mewtwo this turn now, because Coco's prized. This will play Crushing Hammer, which makes things like that much worse. Okay. We're going to go... Always switch. Actually, I kind of needed the switch, to be honest. I need to like pivot into my Mewtwo to paralyze them. So that was a mistake. Grab. Might just grab the Mewtwo actually itself. Yeah, that was definitely a mistake. Attach. This is gonna be a bad one. I should have kept the switch around. I should have got rid of the Quick Ball with the Quick Ball. We need to like paralyze this thing with the Raichu. And then I don't even know where we go from there, but we need to like go stamp to 1 plus, or stamp to 2 plus paralyze on the next turn. It has to be Electrify. We did have the Quick Ball for the Coco, but we prized Coco and Mewtwo. So this is about as bad as it gets. And then I went ahead and made the mistake of discarding the switch when I needed to get, because we're down 3 switch now, so we have 1 switch left in the deck, and our other air balloon is prized. Maybe my opponent does something like KO my Dedenne for turn. That would be cool for us. But ideally, they actually just go G-Max, Rapid Flow, knock out my Bolton, set up my Mewtwo. That's why this matchup can be pretty tough. I mean, we had a slow start, so maybe this isn't a great example of why this matchup can be tough, but this matchup can be pretty tough, to be honest. This matchup definitely can be pretty tough. Because it's just, they hit really hard. They hit really good numbers with the G-Max Rapid Flow and the Gale Thrust to get through our Mewtwo. And then Gale Thrust, like, 1 KOs Bolton really easily, all of our stuff really easily. They play a lot of switch cards to get out of paralysis, even if we do paralyze them. So yeah, it's just a tough matchup. I don't think there's any other better way to say it. It's just kind of a tough matchup. And in this one specifically, they block the Crushing Hammers, which makes it that much worse for us, to be honest. Yeah, I expect the G-Max Rapid Flow. Yep, it's going to KO the Bolton and set up our Mewtwo. So our win con becomes paralyze the Urshifu. I can harder treat to Dedenne, so we will send up to Dedenne. Big mistake for me to get rid of that switch, by the way. I'm just going to bring it up one more time so you guys noticed how big of a mistake it was. We do need that to paralyze this turn. I'm going to Quick Ball away the Research, actually. I'm gonna go ahead and grab the Dedenne. I don't want to use the Dedenne, so we'll see what the Crobat gives us, but we might have to. Crushing Hammer. Heads off the bench. Gonna attach, retreat, paralyze. Good Marnie. I think I am gonna go with Marnie, because Marnie seems pretty reasonable here actually to maybe help us win this game, give us a chance. If we with the reset stamp like we did, I mean I could still Dedenne change, but I like the idea of keeping the Yell Run around. So I'm just gonna go with the paralysis here. Tandem Shock. I'm gonna be like, all right, I feel like, I don't know, there's so much time before we win this game. I feel like we're gonna have to have a turn or two where they have a bigger hand than is comfortable. So let's go ahead and make it this first turn and be like, all right, I'm not comfortable for them to have a hand that's this big, but we're just gonna have to go ahead and give it to them. And then hopefully, I don't know, we can piece the rest of the game together from here somehow. I don't know how yet, but we're gonna figure it out. Like next turn we could, and the biggest thing is we can't Tandem Shock 2-hit KO this thing. We can Tandem Shock, Tandem Shock, Tandem Shock. We probably feel like Tandem Shock, Tag Bolt, maybe Yell Grunt the energy that ends up here. Assuming this thing gets stuck in the active paralyzed, we could go, yeah, Yell Grunt. If this thing gets an energy, you can Yell Grunt it, Dead Change, Tag Bolt, Knockout, attach here again, I guess. I don't even want to really attach there. Tag Bolt, Knockout, and then, I don't know, we could maybe KO the Jirachi, which is always wants to be part of our game plan, is like a good old Tandem Shot KO Jirachi is really nice in this matchup, but really hard to pull off. There's a Crushing Hammer head, so now we have to attach active, which is fine, I think. Okay, they got rid of the special energy, which means they don't play Fan of Waves. That basically tells us they don't play Fan of Waves. So that's good to know. Once again, they're very close to winning the game still. They need a switch card and a VMAX now, actually, because they didn't attach to the active one. But we can still win if they don't pull that off. Got a Crushing Hammer now, so we can remove that energy. These decks usually don't play too many energy. So that's also something that's working for us, is that the Urshifu decks don't play too many energy. It's always something that they could potentially whiff. I don't know, send up Crobats. Yikes. Do they have the VMAX is the question now. Did they get there? Comes that Dreamy Revelation. I feel like they don't have it yet if they're using Dreamy Revelation. Maybe I'm just getting a little bit of BM'd here. We'll find out. PikaRom or the VMAX would do it, though. Run to a new Jirachi. All right, they might not have another switch card to work with. Another Dreamy Revelation. Does this get it for them? I'm holding my breath. No, okay. Still in it. Crushing Hammer. I do get the heads. Attach here. E-Radar. Dene. Dene change, see what we draw. Need to move our active. We have one switch. This is not good. I don't really want to Marnie them. I don't really want to reset stamp them. I don't want to do anything really. We could boss something up to make it awkward for them. I think I'm going to do that and then not stamp. We know they don't have the new VMAX in the hand. They could have switch cards, of course, which is not good, but not really. Well, we could go like this. Go bring this up. And then maybe, yeah, reset stamp to 2. Okay, let's do this. Bring this up, reset stamp to 2. And pass. Once again, just trying to make things awkward. Give ourselves some time to do, I don't know, do something. Now we're going to tag vault this next turn, ideally. Hopefully we top deck energy or switch card or something. Got 6, 7, 8, 9. So we got 4 energy left. Top deck and energy. Not all of them are in the deck. I bet there's a couple prize. There's a switch card left as well. So top deck away to move. Tag vault knockout. There's an air balloon, so they're moving it. We can still boss it back up and knock it out. Got another Crushing Hammer, so if they attach to this Urshifu, we can go ahead and trap that. So that works just fine. Where are they going to go? So they wanted this Jirachi, which is interesting because they can't move this one with the air balloon. So they probably should have ran to this Jirachi because they have to use a switch card no matter what. Once again, we could just lose here depending on what that card is. They are down. There's another Rapid Strike Energy. Here comes a Research. So all they need is a switch card, and they've got plenty of switch left. I'm sure they play 4. They might be out of Escape Rope, but they could play more of those as well. And there's the switch. Okay, tough game. Could not quite pull the comeback off, and we're going to take an L here up against the Urshifu VMAX, which is a pretty tough matchup, to be honest. It is definitely a tough matchup. And yeah, we end up taking the L. Tough matchup, and we drew pretty poorly, so it's going to go pretty bad in those kind of scenarios. But put up as much of a fight as we could. That's going to do it for these games with the PikaRom. I hope you guys enjoyed them, and see you tomorrow.